Hi, hello everyone. I welcome you all to my channel Learn with Michael. I'm your host Michael, will be the trainer of this session. In this session, we are going to talk about professional presentation skills part 2. In part 1, I gave you general guidelines about how to go about a presentation. In this particular video, especially we're going to cover about body language, how to give a presentation in front of audience and what and how should be your body language altogether when you are a speaker. So quickly jump into the session. Allow me to just share my screen. I'll be sharing my screen with you. Right. So the screen is up for you. So this is part 2, I guess. Yeah. Right. So part 2 is up for you. Right. So before we jump into the topic, I would like to share some facts with you about body language. Now, do you know it? What? Body language is the quiet, secret, and most powerful language of all. Believe it or not, intentionally or unintentionally, you pass on a lot of message with your body language. See, our bodies send out messages constantly, and often we don't recognize that we are communicating a lot more than we realize. Right? So, to influence and impact a lot of people with your body language. So, do remember you pass out a lot of information, a lot of message with your body language. The first impression is based on a few percentage and ratio is given to you. Now, let me take back to your school days. Remember your favorite teacher. Come on, I'll give you 10 seconds to think about it. Perfect. So there are many factors. You must have thought about one or two teachers, your favorite teachers. Maybe the teacher is very supportive. Or the teacher taught the subject very nicely, and I enjoyed the lecture. So and so forth. Okay. Now you remember that. Okay. Now the next thing is, tell me what did that teacher taught you? The teacher teach you in your seventh standard history lecture in the month of July. Can't recall. And that is the power of spoken words. Teacher, the favorite teacher you're able to remember because of the deeds, because the body language of that teacher was so impactful. You won't like a teacher who just comes in, sits on the chair, writes on the board, and goes back after the period is over. A teacher who comes to your row, involves, opens up the hand, talks to you, have the rhythm on the tone, having a very good body language, impactful tone, influencing lecture. That particular period you don't want to get it over. Some periods like a lot of time has passed away, but you see your time and it is just 5 minutes now. The period is started. But some lectures, some teachers who talk, we just regret that it's just 5 more minutes. Let this teacher talk more, right? There might be cases you must have encountered. Why? Because that person, that teacher has expressed his or her views or her lectures, her teachings through a dynamic way of using body language and communicating likewise. The tone of the teacher was impactful. The words you might not still remember, ditto, right? You must just remember those teachings, right? So the spoken words when you speak is just 7%. Now nobody will remember me, my words, just because it's just 7%. A day or two you will remember, otherwise you will forget. The tone right now, what I'm speaking is important. Up and down, every rhythm, every language has got its own rhythm, up and down, up and down. So that is very, very important. See the emphasizing on each word when I speak. tone of the voice. Then also rate of speech we can talk about. I can talk very fast because you are not able to understand, right? I can't talk very fast like this. Otherwise, you'll be not able to understand what I'm trying to tell you, and the session will be not very fruitful. And at the same time, if I speak slowly like this, you will go to sleep, right? So the tone of your voice, your pitch, your pace should be matching the way you give message. Give some space in your next sentence so that the audience understand what did you speak the previous one. What was your previous sentences, the previous message, what you're trying to tell them. Give them some time to understand. So your spoken words is just 7%, the tone is 38%, and 55% is the body language, the way you move, the way you stand, the way you talk. So everything will be involved in body language. Even the tone, I remember one thing, on the spot now. Keep quiet class. So you remember that tone of the teacher, right? So these were all an impactful power plug blended kind of a communication to have a very good impression, whether it is one to one or whether it is 1 is to 100, 1 is to 10, 1 is to 20. You can have a very good impression and you can express yourself with body language. So out of 100% of the weightage, more than half, 55% is your body language. So that's why I made a special video for you, that you understand the value of body language and how impactful and impressive and expressive you can become by using your body language in the right way. Now, body language can make all the difference between a dull, static presentation and a dynamic and engaging one. Of course, body language has many different elements, and so they are further classified into 5 categories. See, however good content or $1 million content you give in your presentation, but the way you present makes it $1 billion one. So whether it is dull or it's an amazing presentation, it all depends upon how you present it, how you talk about it. Because content is not presentation. You are the presentation. You are the center of attraction when you talk, because all the eyes are on you. So give away the message in a very impactful manner by using your body language. And this body language is categorized into 5 elements. Now I'm going to take you through that in next few seconds. Facial expression, eye contact, posture, the way you stand, the way you slouch or you go this way, right? So that is there. Gestures, movements, your hand movements and the way you move your body all over, gestures. And last is move around, the way you use the space where you are given to give your presentation or your speech. So let's see one by one. Facial expressions. Now, you have hundreds of people here, 200 eyes are on you. Now, how will you as a speaker take up your facial expression to the audience? Have a smile on your face. 100%, 200% smile is important. That smile will give you confidence to give your presentation. Take me very clearly, because if you don't smile, that confidence is not gained by the audience. You are not able to portray confidence in you. That smile will give you confidence. There will be many things, but smile will take care of everything. Trust me, with experience, I'm telling you, right? So don't go like this, don't go with like this, fearful face, afraid, nervousness, anxiety. These will all be there as a public speaker, but overruling it, controlling those emotions and giving your presentation, that makes you a very good orienter, right? On the other side, I will also tell you, as a speaker, last 7 years, last 7.5 years now, uh, I'm always against the crowd. When I deliver some lecture, give some training programs, right? So now I'm not able to see your facial expressions, but when I give offline, right? So there are a lot of people sitting around, sitting in front of me, and when I give lectures or training programs, I get various facial expressions. Some are blank, some are smiling, some are questionable, some are angry, some are yawning. So that makes me doubtful. Okay, clueless face. Am I delivering my lecture properly? Is it something wrong with my preparation? Did I tell something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Did I claim it some wrong statements? What is it? Right? So facial expressions give you a lot of message. Some people, when I talk to them, they're always okay. And I ask them, do you have any questions? No, 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 you please come. So facial expression gives a lot of message to the other person, the receiver or the speaker on the other side. Okay. So please do use your facial expression appropriately, and it gives a lot of message to people. Eye contact, one of my favorite body language elements here, because if I have to talk to you like this, and I'm going to talk to you in this entire slide like this, you'll be least interested. So purposely, intentionally, I have to see the lens so that I'm able to, portray that I'm talking to you. This is more of a virtual session. I can't, actually come. It's not an offline one, online. If I see through the lenses, then only I'm able to come to your screen and I'll be like I'm talking to you. Same way, here the eye contact is with the lens. Same way when you talk to people, have your eye contact with people. Have your eye contact with your people when it is one to one or whether it is more. I'm going to give you some techniques when you're going to address 50 or 100 or 500 people, how to have your eye contact there also. Right? One to one is easy, one to two or three, one is to two, three, four, five, 10 people is easy. After that, what to do? What has to be done? I'll be sharing that with you also. Now, if I talk about eye contact, straight into eyes or else glimpse over the face till the shoulder level. Don't have to stare like this. Okay, don't embarrass somebody staring like this. So don't do that, right? So make sure you look at everyone. Whether the seating is circle, whether it is U-shape, whether it's semicircle, a theater style seating, or whatever style you sit, whatever style your audience sit, make sure that you have eye contact and glimpse over everybody, because that will make that person feel valued and important. Imagine I'm speaking and I'm not having an eye contact with a set of people in the room. Will those people be interested in the particular talk what I'm giving? Not at all. No engagement, no involvement, no interest, least bothered to listen to me. Again, whether if I give $1 million truth information, they're not bothered because no eye contact, no interest. If I don't make eye contact as a speaker, I'll be like, I have no interest in them. So creating of that interest will come with your eye contact. So don't stare also like this and make that person feel embarrassed. Glimpse, that's all. And when you speak also, overall, just have a glimpse. Don't look away and then speak back again. Don't do that. And if you have to address a lot of people, say like 100, 200 people in a banquet or something, you have a presentation or something, what you do is you can use a Z technique. Now, how does this Z technique work is, so just from the back, behind, go this way, have a glimpse like this, and look at the front rows like this. Don't make it very evident like a Z. Don't make it very evident like this. Just a minute, my presentation has gone up and down there. So let me just quickly pull off that for you. Right? Don't just stare and don't make it very evident like Z like this. Right? So gradually, slowly come this side and then finish off. And you can also use M technique. M technique is slowly go there, come here, make an M with your eye, slowly come back like this. Right? So this is how you gain confidence and involve everybody in your speech. And so this is how it is possible by having a glance over the audience and try to make an eye contact with them. Right? Great. Now, when you look, do it slowly. Okay, just don't randomly look like this and come back. Slowly, gradually, keep it very natural. Keep it very natural. Imagine when you are in a very informal environment, just talking about a recent movie what you watched, a recent web series what you watched. You are narrating that story to your friends, right? Five of them are just gathered next to you. How are you going to speak to them? or listen, this happened, that happened, that hero was no, amazing acting, yeah, very good. So how you express in an informal environment, the same thing you have to also portray in the formal environment, right? So eye contact, do it slowly. Don't look down when you look away. Okay. Rather than looking away, look at another spot on their face. You can look, the eyes is one, eyes already there, eye contact. Look at the nose, ears, forehead, the chin or cheek, till the shoulder level, you can have a glimpse. Okay, so this way eye contact will be very impactful. You can break your eye contact also, just by nodding, giving a gesture, blinking your eyes. That's absolutely fine. You don't have to mandatorily keep your eyes open without blinking. Okay. So, and last but not the least about eye contact is, before you strike any conversation, do have the eye contact first. So make an eye contact before you start talking to someone. you know Mother and a child, couple, everybody, the interest, that love, that compassion is showed by eye contact, right? Posture. Don't slouch, don't be tense, be adaptable, and do think about your audience. The way you stand, bossy or authoritative or submissive, be assertive, stand erect, be confident, head straight, you know don't lean. Before you open your mouth, the way you stand, the way you lean, people come to know how you are going to communicate and what confident you portray in front of the audience there. So posture, be careful about it. Okay. And you are defensive or you're open or you're neutral, these kind of messages will also be passed on the way you maintain your posture. So be careful about it. Gestures, the movements, what you have, your hand movements, right? The way you move your head, the way you move the entire body movement is gestures. Now, actions, when you communicate with actions without speaking, when I ask somebody, you say, me, yeah. When you say, don't know, and like, don't know, and like, come here, you call somebody like this, right? So, communicating without words is gestures. The sign language, the body language, so these things will be called as your present day, this thing, eye contact, gestures. Okay, so gestures will be addressed like that. I don't know. There is some problem with the laptop. It's acting a little bit weird. I don't know. So gestures again is about the way you move your hands around, the way you use your hand movements, the way you move around your entire body. That's important. I'll also give you one tip here about the hand movements. Okay. Now don't overdo your hand movements. That will distract the presentation. People will not concentrate in your message. They will actually think about your moments only. So please be careful about your hand movements, because don't overdo it. Overdoing it will be distracting your presentation, that message what you're trying to give, to your hand movements. So this will be kind of a disturbance to the audience. See to it that this hand movements complement the dialogue what you're talking. It is a supplementary weapon or supplementary movement to the dialogues what you speak. Okay. So don't overdo it and don't bring it above the shoulder when you speak also. So keep it very assertive and your power of your palm. So if you're calling somebody, please call like this. Don't call like this. Call them like this. Please come, right? So please come. Can you please tell something? Please give your answer. No, I appreciate your answer. So don't pinpoint like this. Can you please tell me the answer, please? You please, you. So don't do this, right? So call them like this. Can you please come forward? Can you please talk? So this kind of hand gestures will be useful for when you speak to people. Become submissive, become assertive while you speak. Don't pinpoint somebody, and have a polite tone also. When you have a polite tone, the gestures, your hand movements will also complement your speech automatically. So you don't have to actually overdo it. Okay, so that will be natural, right? The last part of the session is about moving around. Please check with the space what you have when you give a presentation. Now, in this image, this person in this conference can sit on the chair and give presentation or a talk, but he has come in ahead and trying to create an engagement and involvement so that the audience listens to him with more involvement and engagement. I'm pretty sure that if he would have sat there and given his presentation, the engagement level would be somewhere around 50 to 60%. Since he has come ahead, he has stood and wants to be with the audience, talk with them. It's not just talk to them, it's about talk with them. It's just having interaction, the way you use the space, moving around. This will definitely increase your engagement level by 30 to 40%. So if the engagement level, if you would have been sat there and given the presentation 50 to 60%, now it has must at least gone up to 80 to 95%, right? So that is the ratio of the space what you actually involve with the audience. Don't go very close to them and don't make them discomfort, don't create that discomfort environment for them. Make them comfortable, and also gender is very important, the opposite gender, don't get very close to them, have that space, so that is giving their space to also to listen to you nicely and make the session very interactive and fruitful, right? When you also walk and talk, don't just walk and walk, just intensely walk and walk very fast. Make that walk very natural. Gradually walk past this side, walk nicely, go this side, walk nicely, talk about it, gradually stop, then move around. How the way you use the entire stage or the entire space to give your presentation is the last topic to become a very good presenter. So let me just quickly wrap up. It's about your facial expression, your eye contact, posture, gesture, and moving around. Your body language is very important to move around and give a amazing message, impactful and influential message to people with your body language. You can work miracles when you be on the stage or in the presentation mode, so you can actually rock your presentation by having the right body language. Remember, once again, 7% is your spoken words, 38% is the tone of your voice, the pace, pitch, and the rate of speech what you give, and the last part is 55% is your body language, right? I hope this session was helpful, right? And if it is helpful and you haven't watched the part one session, please go and watch the part one session, and also you can continue watching the part two one, because I promised to come up with this session, so I came up with the session now. And stay connected with me. My information is here. My YouTube channel is Learn with Michael. My LinkedIn profile is Jose Michael, and my Insta handle is your mentor underscore JOSE, Jose there, right? So you can connect with me. If you have any comments or any topic recommendations, you can please DM me in my Insta. I'll definitely also reply to you, or you can give it in the comment box also. What points I can add in this particular topic, or I can come up with new topics. You can suggest me. I can make those videos for you, right? So finally, if you have added some value from the session, please do like, share, and subscribe the channel. Learn with Michael. Do support the channel. I'll be coming up with more videos. I'll see you next time. Till then, bye for now. Your Jose Michael.